Okay, here we go. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Taoist. Yeah, I've actually just put that name on here. Decided, hey, these are so much fun. Maybe I should make a show out of this. The Daily Taoist. Anyway, here we go. Let's continue on. Number 13 by Lao Tzu, but we're working from my book. There's a better picture of it back there. My book, The Tao of Taoism, using the Tao Te Ching to improve your life. Otherwise, why use it at all? Seriously. All right, here we go. I'm on page 24, and this is number 13b of what Lao Tzu wrote. That is 80 paragraphs. I've got 40 in this book. Okay, here we go. 13b is what I'm numbering this one. Self-esteem is the appreciation of one's own subconscious identity. This self-love creates a pride that is dependent upon the opinions of others. Okay, let's read that again. Maybe break it down a little bit. Self-esteem, okay, confidence, what you think of yourself, which self-esteem is supposed to be a positive thing, of course, esteem, is the appreciation of one's own subconscious identity. Oh, subconscious. Now, most of the self-esteem we think of is the kind of things that we consciously do in our life. But according to Lao Tzu, if I'm getting this right, he's saying that your real self-esteem is what your subconscious really appreciates, okay? So it's not the way you act like an actor. An actor might enjoy playing murderers, okay? And everybody knows this person is a murderer. That's all they ever see is this guy shooting guns and killing people all the time. So is his self-esteem to be appreciate him as a murderer? He's a great murderer. He murders people so good on camera. He looks so cool doing it, and everybody enjoys watching him kill people. So he's a professional murderer? Well, is his self-esteem supposed to be based on that, his ability to murder, okay? Or is it still his own subconscious identity, which hopefully is not a murder? Remember, it's his conscious identity that's a murder. He's consciously out there killing people, getting paid for it. But his subconscious identity may have nothing to do with that at all. It may just be that he wants to be an actor. He wants to be loved and appreciated, or he wants to be able to pull off some sort of impersonation that impresses people, and he feels proud of that. So subconsciously, he may have a totally different goal than going out there and being the best murderer on the planet for movies. Just an example. Here we go, continuing the second sentence. This self-love, okay, which in this case we'll say the love of being an actor, of being able to be flexible and changing your identity to make other people happy, kind of like wearing costumes. This self-love creates a pride, so you practice at it, you get good at it, you must have done it a bunch of times successfully, so now you can be proud of yourself, now you have pride, that is not dependent upon the opinions of others. See, I didn't get that not the last time quite as clearly. So the idea here is that you've done a good job. In fact, maybe a whole bunch of other people knew you did a good job. But right now, you're in a movie and you do really crappy, and everybody thinks you're a crappy actor. But you're a good actor because you've done good before. You're just maybe in a role you can't fathom. You can't understand this person. You can't pull it off. So you're not a bad actor. You're just in the wrong place. And so your self-esteem should pull you through that. Otherwise, if you didn't believe in yourself, you'd be heartbroken and you'd give up acting. And that'd be foolish because you've already proven you're a great actor. You just made a mistake. You took on the wrong role, perhaps. Okay, so anyway. I'll read the whole thing again, and then we'll blast down the page and see how to work it into our life, although I just got to give you an example. Self-esteem is the appreciation of one's own subconscious identity. This self-love creates a pride that is not dependent upon the opinions of others. I like that. Okay, number 1, are you angered by insults? Okay, so I'll read each question twice and you read them. I'm not going to expand on this. Okay, here we go. Are you angered by insults? Do you ever want revenge? Do you ever want revenge? What are kinds of revenge that you consider? Obviously, if you say you never thought of being vengeful, you're lying. Even me, nicest person on the planet. It's not that the thoughts don't go through my head. I just never get to where I think I'd ever even consider them being realistic, but the thoughts, you got to acknowledge the thought going through your head. What are the kinds of revenge that you consider, if I was to be vengeful, you know. My venge is like saying, hey, I got to put you in my movie. Oops, I said it. But that'd be like, that would be to me, that would be vengeful, you know. But I probably wouldn't want to hire, hopefully, without knowing that they were not appreciative of me, hopefully maybe their talent wouldn't have garnered them having that role anyway. Because I would not want to deny anybody actually a worthy thing just because of my personal attitude. So I do try to keep that in check. My prejudice, my attitude. Even if I don't like someone, some of those people have turned out to be really good friends. Oh God, man, during the homeless life, I avoided people for years. And then after a couple of years, sometimes you just start running into this person and you got to have a conversation. And man, a couple of people turned out to be decent friends. I mean, I got along with them real fine. It was like, yeah, it's not that I regretted avoiding them, but it didn't turn out to be as bad as I thought. Okay, anyway. What are your identity weaknesses, weight problems, big nose? Seriously, own up to all of it. Me, I got a crooked nose. I got beat up when I was a teenager. I got beat up really bad. They didn't straighten my nose when he broke it. So I always have a crooked nose, for what that's worth. But I just accept it. In fact, sometimes when I'm actually shooting a bunch of videos, I'll actually take a minute, look at the lighting and say, oh, which angle do I look best at? Because they're totally different because it's like bent this way. So maybe this way it looks smaller, and then over here it looks bigger because it's the way it's bent. So anyway. If I was a professional actor, I'd have that memorized, and I'd probably know how to always cheat the camera, but I have to like remind myself, but always just still look. I don't think of it, actually. But close, almost. I'm not a professional actor. What do you hide from people? What do you hide from people? What do you want to be that you doubt you will be? Ooh, that's a question. Because is that doubt based on your realistic understanding of yourself? Or is it based on the fact that other people couldn't do it, or they doubted you, or they couldn't envision it, and they just made you doubt it, even though it could be really easy for you. So I don't know. What do you want to be that you doubt you will be? So just put them all into that category, and then you can separate them out later. When you lose or make a serious mistake, do you scold yourself? I'm going to read that once again, and I got to interject. When you lose or make a serious mistake, do you scold yourself? Okay, and I got to give credit to somebody else, Dan Millman, I think is his name. Shout out, great guy, great author, great books. Just, I don't know much about him personally, but I'm very impressed with what I've seen and read. I've given away his books as presents, and a couple of my students have been impressed by him and given books to my kids that were written by him. So I didn't know he wrote that book, you know. Anyway, great guy, Dan Millman. But he's the one who hammered this into me. It was one of his first, The Warrior Athlete, maybe, that book. I got that when I was in UCLA. And he said something, he was an Olympic trainer, and he said something that's always stuck with me. Thank you, Dan. He said, and I kind of already knew this, but it resonated, but I want to give him credit for it. He said that when he was training people, if they got angry or mad at themselves for making a mistake, he would always say, don't do that, don't do that. And his philosophy was, and I agree with him 100%, I've been a physical trainer ever since. I just started teaching Kung Fu about that same time. So for 35 years, I've been proving him right. And he said that when you make a mistake and then you punish yourself, you've balanced the field. You've evened everything out, and nothing's going to change. You'll make the same mistake. You'll punish yourself again. It'll just be the same. That's your balance. He said, create an imbalance. He said, make a mistake, but don't punish yourself. Now you got to figure out how to fix it. Okay, next. Do you ever say, and pardon me for cussing, damn it? Okay, I never say that. I apologize for even said it. But okay, here we go again. Do you ever say, damn it? And I'm going to interject something. This is a little wacky. This is going a little far for most people, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. I think that when you use that, I take it very literally. I'm kind of like that. I'm not like that guy. What's that? Avenger movie. There's one of those movies where one of the heroes, he's all tattooed with red tattoos, and he takes everything really literally. They don't give him good lines. Unfortunately, the people who write for him don't really grasp his character completely. I do. I'm kind of like him. Anyway, when you say damn it, you're damning it. You're sending it to hell. You're saying, you are damned to hell. And that's what you're saying every time you say damn it. It's like, what? You're damning that. You're sending that thing to hell as if you had the power, but still, that means you have the will, the desire, do whatever it takes. I'll bribe someone, I'll talk to the devil. You're doing evil. So it's very evil to damn something, to make it go to hell. It's not your job. So, sorry. Totally against that expression. Okay, here we go. Last one for this page. Do you ever call yourself names or say, I'm so stupid, or I'm a klutz, or I'm clumsy? Any of those negatives. Do you ever say things like that? And go back to Dan Millman. Dan Millman's going to be your guide on that one. Let him tell you what to do on that. Seriously. One more time. Do you ever call yourself names? Or say you're stupid, or having somebody? And obviously, I think you can tell where I'm going. I'm going to say, okay, Daily Taoist, Buddha Zhen, getting out of here.